facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Evans Clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and you're about to listen to a hypnosis session all about releasing trauma from the past. And most of the client sessions that I do over Zoom. I do them here in my studio. I'm here in Northwest London, and my clients are somewhere else in the world. And you might be surprised to know this, but most of my clients are no longer from the UK. They're from the United States, Australia, Canada, the United Emirates, all different parts of the world. And some of them are still in the UK. And this client session, you might notice that I'm not looking into the camera. I'm actually looking in this direction. And that's because the client was in my studio with me. They were London based, so they were able to actually come into my studio. And it's always good to work with clients directly in that way. And they had a very, very sad and traumatic past. Effectively, they considered themselves an unwanted child, that they were born and not wanted and passed around to different family members and almost rejected and seen as a problem. And that really affected them. And for a while, they went off the rails, getting into crime and drugs and those kind of things. But they were now in a place where they really wanted to be an aspiring actor, and not just an aspiring actor, a successful actor. So the reframe here in this session is to look at the pain and the rejection and the sadness of their past, rather than being a problem, actually turning it into a treasure trove of opportunities that for a competent actor would be a goldmine, because they can feed upon those real visceral moments to enhance their authenticity as an actor. The people that are hypnotherapists that listen to this show will also detect inner child work. And there's inner child work and also timeline work, because we go back to certain memories and they get to be a resource to themselves that they never were, but also take resources from the past. So if you can resonate with the idea that you had an upsetting childhood, or even just moments of pain or rejection or abandonment, you'll get some value from this. But obviously it was created for an individual client. It might be that you weren't treated unfairly as much as this client was. It might be that you don't want to be an actor, in which case disregard any suggestions that don't quite fit. Hone into the ones that really connect and resonate for you, because even if this hypnosis session is 50 or 60% relevant, that's better than no session at all, so long as you can disregard anything that isn't quite right for you. And the unconscious mind is pretty good at that. It's called selective attention. So if you're listening to the radio, for example, and there's a news article about something that doesn't relate to you, it's just background noise. But if the news article is something that is highly relevant to you, you pay attention. And that's called selective attention, also called the cocktail party phenomenon, which comes from this idea that if you're in a cocktail party, if you're in this kind of busy party and you're in an in-depth conversation with someone in front of you and someone else in the room starts talking about your name, your attention will immediately switch to them. So just trust that your unconscious will absorb the sessions and the messages that are relevant for you and ignore anything that is irrelevant. But if you do like the idea of having something created, bespoke, tailored, customized to you, there will be a link in the description where you can schedule that free consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place, the kind of place where you're not going to be distracted or disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in As you breathe in that feeling of calm relaxation. And as you exhale, that's it. Close your eyes. Eyelids feeling heavier or relaxed. That's it. Breathing in relaxation and exhaling tension. Each breath takes you into that place of calm tranquility. That's it. Breathing in through your nose and feeling your diaphragm expand. But as you let go, feel like you're releasing echoes of unfairness, injustice. Feel it leaving your body in your outward breath. And I want you to think of a color that would represent worthiness. Make it glow. And just imagine breathing in that worthiness in through your nose and exhaling any unworthiness. Imagine a dark shadow, grays, darkness, just leaving your body in your outward breath. Breathing in the worthiness and exhaling unworthiness. Consider this an emotional transfusion. Breathing in what you need and exhaling things that aren't yours anyway, just echoes of your past. That's it. Notice that the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you breathe. And as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I want you to imagine drifting back to a memory. Sunday afternoon, blue sky, sandy beach. And you can remember the temperature of the sea. You can remember feeling the sun on your skin. You can remember play, laughter, joy. And I want you to connect with the feeling of feeling valuable, feeling safe, feeling relaxed. And I want you to imagine there is a place on that beach, a place where you can imagine drifting off into a dreamlike sleep. And maybe you could imagine a blanket on that beach, or perhaps a hammock between two trees. It doesn't need to have been there in reality. This is just your imagination. And now give yourself permission to have the whole beach just for you. No one else there but you. But you don't feel lonely or separated. You feel peaceful and connected to yourself. Imagine yourself becoming more and more comfortable in that place. Perhaps you can imagine hearing the gentle breaking of the waves on the shore, the breeze on your skin, the warmth of the sunshine. And very soon I will count down from 10 to 1. And you will imagine drifting off into a dreamlike sleep there on that beach. But I want you to feel that you're on that beach not as a child, but as an adult. 10, eyelids feeling heavier. 9, breathing in that worthiness, exhaling any unworthiness. 8, loosen your jaw. And 7, feel that relaxation ripple down into your neck and your shoulders. That's it. 7 becomes 6. Feel your arms feeling limp, loose, and heavy. 6 becomes 5, and just imagine your internal organs start to relax. Tiny muscles around your neck, your heart, your lungs, your stomach, all relax deeply now. That's it, taking you deeper and deeper relaxed. That's it. 5 becomes 4. Feel that relaxation shifting there into the gut. Because if the neck and the shoulders is where stress is stored, worries and anxiety are normally there in the gut. And just feel any anxiety melting away, continuing to breathe in that color of worthiness, like it's charging a battery of worthiness within. And then drifting down into your legs as 4 becomes 3. Feel your legs limp, loose, and heavy. So your arms and legs now feel like the limbs of a puppet with no strings. Limp, loose, floppy. 2 going down into your ankles, and then 1 from the tips of your toes all the way up to the top of your head and back down to the tips of your fingers. I want you to feel a sense of deep relaxation as you imagine drifting off into a dreamlike sleep where you're on the same beach, but no longer in your body. Imagine standing beside yourself, seeing yourself fast asleep, and imagine lifting up an arm from your wrist and feeling how limp and loose that wrist is, letting go, seeing it flop back by your side. Consider your conscious mind fast asleep and your unconscious mind there on the beach. And I want you to imagine discovering a weird shaped object. This is not a 3-dimensional cube. It's a 4-dimensional cube. Some people call it a tesseract. Some people call it a hypercube. An object that can't exist in a 3-dimensional reality, but in the 4th dimension does exist. The key difference being that it's a fluid dynamic shape and that it exists at every point in time. And I want you to imagine holding on to that tesseract and finding that it teleports you all the way back to a memory. You will arrive as you are, your current age, and you will be invisible to anyone else at that time. And I want you to imagine going back to a memory where you see a younger version of you arriving in England for the very first time. Maybe there was nervousness on that young face of yours. Perhaps there was surprise at how cold or grey everything felt. And I want you to imagine seeing that child on their own in a room for the very first time. And when you can imagine observing that younger version of you alone in a new place, let me know by nodding your head. You're invisible to that child now, just observe them. Maybe they look confused, frightened, alone. And then imagine that you can now become visible to them, so they see you as you currently are, and they're shocked. Why is this adult in their room? But show them the tesseract, this morphing, folding and unfolding shape. Tell them that this enables you to travel back in time and you are them from the future. Of course, they're cynical, they don't believe you. But since you are them, you can prove it. And you can prove it by telling them a secret that only they know. They might be surprised that you know that secret, but you do. And once you've reassured them, and they believe you, that you are them from the future, let me know by nodding your head. I want you to just listen to this child. What are they worried about? What questions do they have? Just listen. I want you to tell this child you love them, you support them, you see them, give them the attention they crave. Ask them questions about what they like, what their plans are. And I want you to tell this young child what is to come. Because so many things happened that they weren't expecting, they weren't ready for. Tell them that they'll move around a lot, but it will give them resilience. Tell them that they will be treated unfairly, but that will give them perspective. Tell them that they will receive cruelty, but it will teach them compassion. They might be confused at first, but just say the words. Tell them that everything that happens one day will be treasure, will be valuable, will make their life wonderful. Now that younger version of you has a gift for you, because there is a quality that you had back then that you now need. And you have something now that you didn't have back then that younger version of you needs. And maybe it's a belief, a quality, a feeling, an emotion. But consider this an exchange of gifts. The younger version of you has something you need now. Imagine seeing it as a glowing ball of energy. And imagine receiving that glowing ball of energy from that younger self, holding it to your chest and feeling it absorb into your body. And maybe you know what this resource, this belief is. And maybe you don't, but your unconscious does. And then give something to this younger version of you. And maybe it's self-belief. Maybe it's hope. Maybe it's confidence or something else. You decide. Or just enable your unconscious to choose it for you. And imagine handing that younger version of you that glowing ball of energy. When they accept it, and it absorbs into their chest, see something shift in them, that they are now better able to cope. They now know that they are seen, loved, and tell this younger version of you that they are wanted and needed. And then give them a hug. And not one of those informal hugs, but a hug that communicates safety, love, connection. And then say goodbye to that younger version of you. But see them with a different facial expression to how you arrived. Something about them has changed now. They are more prepared. Hold on to your tesseract. See it moving, shifting. Say goodbye to that younger version of yourself and now go forwards in time to a moment of unfairness. someone else was treated differently to you and that wasn't right. And I want you to go back to that version of you. Perhaps they were crying, upset, angry. And again, see them when they're by themselves and reveal yourself to them. Only this time they recognize you. From all those years before, they recognize you. And you don't need to prove you're them from the future anymore. But just listen. Listen to the pain, the frustration, the sadness. And there's no need to excuse it. Tell them what they're feeling is real and justified. And you understand it because you lived through it. I want you to be the father to that version of you that you never had in that way back then. See yourself like your own child. What would you say? What would you do to make them feel wanted, seen, important? And perhaps, while there is laughter, in a different part of the house, you're joking and laughing with them, playing a game, getting to know them, telling them funny stories that you can both remember sharing. And I want you to get a sense that that version of you perhaps has felt that they were an unwanted victim, passed around, a hindrance, a burden, and you're there to tell them that they are not. They have value. I want you to explain Aikido to that younger version of you. Explain how someone smaller or weaker could use the force of someone bigger and stronger. And then tell them that life is going to throw punches and kicks at them, injustice and unfairness. But there is a way to have all of that work for you. Tell this younger version of you that you will be a magnificent actor. And all of these experiences will give you real emotions, real moments, real things to draw from that no one else can ever replicate. That their whole life, their whole childhood is an intense, advanced, method acting drama school. They are learning skills without even realizing it. And when they're older, something will click into place. So everything that's happened from their past then becomes resources that benefit them in the future. And there's nothing they need to do. All they need to do is to live life with hope that things will improve and a belief that they are destined to do something valuable and important. And if that younger version of you accepts that things will get better, that they are important, and they will do something meaningful, impactful, let me know by nodding your head. Give that younger version of you a hug, a healing hug. The kind of hug that they can think back again and again to know that they are loved, to know that they are seen, to know that they are important. That's it. Say goodbye to that version of you at whatever age you are then. Maybe 10, 11, 12, maybe a different age. And then I want you to go forwards in time one final time. Maybe you're 15. And I want you to see yourself one day before you're about to experiment with a drug designed to help you escape. Reveal yourself to that adolescent version of you. Maybe that version of you is angry. Maybe they're jaded. Maybe they're feeling something else. But when they see you again, they smile. You're the constant source of love, support, and acceptance. Tell them the pros and cons. Tell them that this will make them feel something they haven't felt for a while, but that it's an illusion. It's a substitute for happiness. It's a simulation for joy. It's not the real thing. Tell them that they can do whatever they need to do, but never forget. They get to steer their life in the direction that they choose. They don't have to follow the script of anyone else. If people have low expectations for them, they can defy those expectations. They can live life on their terms. They are valuable, special, important. And everything they go through will teach them something valuable, something they can accept and own. And one day, all the difficulty they've gone through will all make sense. Again, hug that adolescent version of you. Let them know they are seen, they are important. And very quickly take the perspective of the younger version of you, feeling that love, that acknowledgement, that support, that acceptance. Feel it as if you were living it back then. And notice how much easier it is to feel optimistic, purposeful, hopeful, worthy. And then switch perspectives again, be back in your adult self. And this time take the Tesseract to visit a future. I want you to see yourself a few months into an acting course. Maybe this is the thing that can unlock new doors, new skills, new abilities, or new connections. And I want you to see there are two different pathways for you, and you see them both. You can see that version of you as an adult now, doing what they should be doing, but not doing it well, not being committed, not throwing themselves 100% into it. And follow that timeline and see where it leads. But then see what you could be doing, not what you should be doing. See a version of you with nothing to lose in a positive way, to go all in, to be liberated, to be free, to treat everything as an opportunity. See yourself brimming with enthusiasm. See yourself as an Aikido master using all of your past, your pain, the unfairness, the injustice, the loneliness. See that version of you using it all. See yourself with the ability to harvest emotions from your past like a treasure trove. And see how these two different trajectories take your life in different directions. And I want you to make a decision to either do what you should be doing or to do what you could be doing. And then step into whichever one feels more aligned with your future. And when you've done so, let me know by nodding your head. You're now living that life, and imagine going 3 or 4 years into the future. And imagine a wonderful future where you're able to fully utilize your past to reward you in the present. It wasn't whether your past was good or bad. It's whether it's useful or not. And imagine putting your past to use in ways you could never comprehend. And if this feels a more aligned, empowered future, let me know by nodding your head. And consider this planting a seed of an idea into one of infinite possibilities. But now your brain, your mind is focused on what subtle things can move your future closer so that it becomes a destiny and not a possibility. Take the Tesseract one last time and find yourself floating all the way back to a beach in Sierra Leone by the water, and see a version of you fast asleep there on the beach. Step into that version of you and feel that there is a ripple from the future to the past and back again, updating. So when you think about your past, you find the utility, the treasure in the past, how to harness it in wonderful new ways. You were never unwanted. You were just underappreciated. And now you are giving yourself the appreciation to make up for what you didn't receive as a child. You're giving yourself the self-belief to make up for the lack of belief in you as a child. Feel that your present is now compensating. All of the lack of the past is now made up in abundance in the present. Feel that. Imagine leaving that place of relaxation and imagine wading into the water in the sea, and imagine swimming into your future and arriving in the here and the now. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes as you connect and calibrate into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will awaken with a new level of enthusiasm, passion, and conviction that you matter and you have everything you need to do what needs to be done to gravitate towards a wonderful destiny. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.